We, the gaming community, are gathered here today to mourn the loss and death of Concord. Well, it's not dead until tomorrow, September 6th, but you get my point. The game was taken too soon. It had a promising future. Too often do we see these angels, these live service games taken before their time. It's truly unfortunate. If there was a god, these live service games would continue to prosper with many battle pass scams to come. But unfortunately, this was not the case. Cruel, cruel, cruel world. Before we bury this aborted mess, put this game to rest, I want to show some kind words various people in the gaming world have to say about Concord's imminent passing. Enjoy.
But that doesn't change the final product. The final product was just lifeless, soulless, boring, and uninteresting, and people didn't like it, and so the game failed catastrophically. And the arrogance of PlayStation to think they could get away with charging $40 to $60 for this was the last nail in the coffin as far as I'm concerned. And now they're taking it offline, they're shutting it down.
So PlayStation wanted to get in on the fun, and they messed up so bad that the conversation immediately before the beta had even come out was, is this going to go free to play? Because they were charging $40 for this. And when the beta dropped and the player count wasn't high, again, is it going to go free to play? Now, I thought that was going to be the next step, like put it on PlayStation Plus at least. But PlayStation and Firewalk have gone to a whole other extreme that I don't think we've ever seen before. This is, I have to say, one of the most catastrophic failures in gaming ever. And
do you even realize how lucky you are to be alive right now, to exist at the same time as Concord?
They ask you how you are,
you
just have to say that
are
you're
alive
when you're not
at a
really
time
fine, but
that
you just
people
can't
will
get
talk
into
about
it
for
because they
centuries to
never
come.
understand.
You get to witness the biggest failure in gaming. Not only the biggest failure in gaming, but undoubtedly one of the biggest failures in all of entertainment.
Crazy how censored the shutdown is. The X thread is closed, their subreddit is closed. It's like they don't want people talking about the shutdown. What Concord shutdown? What's Concord? And they've even shut down, like you can't even make comments on this subreddit. Why would you lock the post? I don't even understand that.
You know, even though this game doesn't look like it's selling, it's probably going to be around for a year. No, it's not. Concord is no longer available on the Steam store.
Yes, if it was a free game, it would have more players. Yes, if it was a single-player game, it would have more players. If it wasn't a hero shooter or wasn't so generic, it would have more players. But the problem here is not that the game didn't have enough players, it's that it didn't have any players. This is a disaster, unlike anything the gaming industry has seen before.
Even their story was really lame. You know, like that load-in story where they're all on the ship and they try to give them all like quirky personalities, and it's like, dude, this shit's just so ass, man.
It's got the makings of something that could go the distance in the months and years to come. Hopefully the live service roadmap will do its thing and show this promising shooter the love it needs to become something truly special. But right now, it's at least good enough for me to recommend trying out.
It truly was one of
Man, Concord was the best game, man. It had my pronouns, so everybody knew exactly what to call me, and if they didn't call me that, I can report it and have reported out of the country in a single second.
Hi, Internet Wanderer. My name's Argonax. I make video reviews, essays, commentaries, and shorts. I hope you enjoy my content enough to do the YouTube things. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So, Concord's dead. This really doesn't come as a surprise to anybody with common sense or a knowledge or two about the gaming world, but it's dead. It's gone now. Or it's gonna be, at least, by the time I'm recording this video. It's been talked to death, and honestly, the news and, I guess you could say, atmosphere surrounding this game has been more discussed than the game itself. There are videos out there with hundreds of thousands of views, all discussing the discourse around Concord, but never about the game itself. There are more people disliking the trailer than there are people playing this game, and that really doesn't come as a surprise. So the developers of the game came out with a statement saying that the game has been rather underperforming, and that they are probably going to close down the servers. To their credit, they did say that they're going to issue full refunds for this. That's good, that should be the norm. Unfortunately, at least as far as these live service games are concerned, that's not, but good on them for doing so. This failure will probably live in infamy in Sony's eyes forever. I guarantee you the only reason that Sony greenlit this whole project, this whole Concord game, was that they saw how popular and how successful Helldivers was as a live service game. And then somebody else said, hey, what about we make a hero shooter live service? Everybody loves Overwatch, so we can capitalize off of that as well. Helldivers 2 was truly an anomaly in terms of live service games. It popped off exactly at the right time and in exactly the right place. It wasn't free, it had a $40 price tag attached to it, but people were willing to overlook that, despite the fact that Helldivers 2 has gotten itself into quite a bit of controversy as time went on, but that's a topic for another time. Concord, on the other hand, was just kind of fucked from the get-go. They really had no chance to live. Because of this, I'm willing to bet Sony will never again do another first-party live service game ever again, at least not to this degree. And the funniest thing is that Concord is going to get an episode in Secret Level, the upcoming anthology show, and people are just gonna see that there's a game in here that does not exist anymore. Secret Level will essentially act as the eulogy. It will act as the final parting words from Concord to the rest of the world, like saying, yeah, this is what this game could have been. It's gonna be wild if once the show comes out and the Concord episode is the best one. I think that would be really ironic. Sony never really told us how much money they spent on this, but everyone has tried to estimate exactly how much money this game cost. It ranged anywhere from the low tens of millions to the high multiple hundreds of millions. And a lot of sources and leaks say that this game probably only sold about 25,000 copies. That is abysmal. That is catastrophically low sales right there. Going back to the statement the developers made, they do phrase it in such a way that makes it seem like they maybe might re-release this game as a free-to-play, but even then, everyone fully agrees that it should have been free-to-play from the get-go. And even if it was, I don't think it's gonna do that much better. The hero shooter market is truly extremely saturated, and it really goes to show that you have to do something different and unique in order to truly stand out. I mean, hell, look at Deadlock. That thing had to have the funding of Valve in order to pop off the way it did. Even Shroud made this tactical hero shooter release like a couple of days ago, and even that's not performing too well. So Concord, which literally has nothing unique going for it, really didn't stand a chance. If nothing else, I'm happy that Concord existed to act as a cautionary tale to all these big developers who think that people are just gonna mindlessly consume these live service slop that they've been cooking up. Gamers don't want undercooked, underbaked bullshit. They want quality games with quality gameplay. And honestly, as consumers and gamers, that's all we can really ask for. Thanks for watching, Internet Wanderer. Sorry if this video was a little bit of a mess. I tried to see how well I could do this without a script. Anyway, do the YouTube things.